here it is, the last day. The sun will be down in 2 hours. Goes down about 4:45. So let's see what comes of it. It's 2019 regular archery season. Last hour, 2019. What are the odds of that? I got clear pass through. I might have been. Oh, I should have been in the lung area. He didn't go far. Well, Hollywood couldn't script that any better. The last half hour of the last day. That's what Roger Rothauer said bow hunting should be about. Boy, he's a tremendous eight-pointer. He ran straight into there. Well, I got the shot of a lifetime. And I just hope I made it good. I know he's not the biggest deer in the world, but he's a perfect eight-pointer, and I got matching sets from 2 years in a row. And I feel a little sad about taking his life. But tomorrow is the opening day of gun season, and who knows who may lay the tag on him. That was divine intervention right there, folks. That's a mere 10 yards away. The last day, and the last, basically, hour, to take a deer of that magnitude. And like I want to emphasize, he may not be the biggest, but he's the one I was hunting. And chastised me, bastardized me for passing all those does up. But there's what I was passing them up for, and I got my shot. I'm a little shook up. I'm just waiting for some more time to elapse. What a grandiose sunset. Just seen him a week ago, Thursday, Thanksgiving, and well, I shot him, I know that. I'm just giving it time. There's the arrow. There was the setup. That's the seat. So it's about 15 yards away. He really soaked that arrow up. That's what it should look like. That's what it looked like. I definitely didn't like the hit that I got on him. I want to go home and give him time. If I've made a mistake, there ain't no use in making the second mistake by bumping him. So I picked up the blood trail, and I know about where he went. Damn. So the best thing I can do, and the best thing a hunter can do, is when you have a situation like that, when in doubt, as they say, back out. So tomorrow morning is a mere 12 hours away. It'll be a restless night. Okay, it's Saturday morning, the 7th, and me and Grant Poindexter are tracking up the deer. And like I said, right there with the arrow completely passed through in blood, there's the clean arrow. And we're going to start taking off down through here. And I want to show you, it was a hell of a tracking job. This morning I found it's nice to have that flagging tape with you, because without it you're at a loss. Anyhow, we flagged that all the way down through here, and you can see the blood right there and the flagging tape. Here was my pitchfork last night. This was as far as I went, and I stuck that in the ground. I'm only about 30 yards from the tree right now. And that's when, in doubt, back out. And there was the first blood. And he went, or he walked, no, he ran down through here. He was really running. And then this morning, this is where we started picking up the blood trail at. I noticed that limb broke off. And there was real good, I thought was real good blood. Anyhow, I'd seen him walking through here last night. And then this morning, I never went here, about 40 yards away from the blind. And I didn't even intrude in there. But everywhere I put this tape out, you can see blood. And you want to mark it high also. That way, it really helped on this situation. The blood right there. Blood all the way through here. And here again, here's what I mean about marking high. Get your flagging tape up in the tree so you can look back. And get your flagging tape up in the tree so you can look back and see it from a distance. Like I say, this is Saturday morning, the next morning. But it was pretty good blood there. I wandered down, going down here. Now what he was doing was taking a straight headwind. And there was blood here, but not overly amount. And this is where I couldn't see him anymore. And there again, more blood on the trail. And he went off down this way and taking, like I said, again, he was taking the straight wind into his face. And you can see those flagging tape there. That's so if you lose the trail, you can look back and see where you was at. And we had some decent amount of blood in here. And there again, have your flagging tape with you. And flag it high. That way you got a visual, because you can't see that flagging tape if it's on the ground. Now that's helpful to locate the blood, but it's really, as you look down through there, you can see the flagging tape I got hanging on there, and that makes it a lot easier to do the follow-up. Because and I'll tell you what, this was a tough tracking job. But there again, I got my blood on the ground and the flagging tape, and I put the tape up high on the tree. And he was taking a straight north path, following the deer trail, staying right on the trail, and went through the briars and the bushes where the rabbit wouldn't go. But there again, more flagging high. The blood trail was getting pretty skimpy. It was just small dots in the frost. And we were just taking it slow. More blood. Now that blood there was getting pretty small. I was really getting concerned. And he stayed on this trail. And he had another little drop there. And not much. I don't know. Right there was the blood. Right at the end of my finger. Frost had covered it up. But he did something I didn't think he would do. He did cross this ditch, but he crossed it where it was shallow. Now, there was no blood here that I could find. But it was just on instinct that he must have went this way. So right now, I'm not following blood, I'm just following trail and gut feeling. And because he was staying pretty tight to the trail. And then up here, I finally got rewarded with my gut feeling. You can see the blood there and the blood there. Another piece of orange marker. And it was really getting skimpy now. And you can look down through there, you'll see the orange flagging all down through there. But it was, he's went 100 yards now. And this was really important to keep this flagging up. It doesn't cost that much, and without it, you wouldn't have a clue where the back trail was. And we're going through here. Here again, this is where it really got funky at. I found some blood in here. There again, I'll put it up on the weed. But this is the blood that we were looking at right there. That little speck. And boy, you were getting a sick feeling. Then over here, I found some blood on the leaves. And so that picked me up a little bit. And there again, I marked that. But it really got questionable right in here. Get that off the weed. So I turned and went down this way, and I was rewarded with more blood, but not a lot. Yeah, I jumped this ditch, which was no big feat for him, but for mankind with slick shoes on, it could have been real iffy. Now this is where it got really, really funky. That's where I lost the blood trail. There was no blood, and I just started staying tight to a north-facing trail or north-heading trail, because right in here there's no blood at all. And finally I came up on some, and boy, you're getting sick to your stomach now. But there again, there was a little bit of blood right there, and that was it. I mean, that's not a whole lot of blood. And got it marked up high, so I knew at least a confidence builder. Speck of blood, and that's all it was following, was little specks of blood. And it was, and this was what I called at this time a large amount. And it's sort of funny, sort of stood out a little bit better after the frost got melted off. But there again, you're looking at blood right there. I'll tell you what, it was really getting, you talk about dot to dot. You're right along with me, and that's what we were tracking, dot to dot. I can't emphasize this enough. Keep your blood fine, keep your markings up high, so you can look back and retrace your trail. I had to do that several times. And there was, when you're down the blood that size on one leaf, and we're 150 yards at least by now. So this was right in here, was just all instinctive tracking. Stayed on a trail, no blood that I could find, and there was some blood right there that I didn't see, but that could have been covered up with frost. But here again, there was blood, which was good, and it's getting skimpy now. So I made sure I got that tied on there. And as a bow hunter education instructor, I'm taking you along on this blood trail that is an ultimate blood trail. There's just little bitty blood right there on the end of my finger. And I guess my eyes are still working. And as you get up here, I'm on trail. I'm just tracking trail right now. You can see the heavy laden tracks of deer on this trail, but no, I couldn't see any blood. And so when I got up here, I was rewarded with that blood there. Now that's drop to drop. This tree high, that's about 4.5 feet high on the tree, because he went right by it, and when he did, there's deer track, and there's a pretty good pile of blood right there. So that built your confidence. And that was the last confidence, because from here on in, it was dot to dot, and we were really, really, I'm just going with would have been a north wind, and I would find the blood. And if you were wondering if it's blood or not, just wipe it on your finger and see that comes off. That'll come off blood, because sometimes that looks like a red leaf. But and up through here, your old gut was getting pretty saddened, because it's like, oh my God, I couldn't. find any blood at all down through here. And I'm just using my hunter instinct, whatever that may be. Some people might laugh at it, but I'll put my ability to hunt against anybody on this continent, because that's how I grew up. I ain't bragging, just, you know, but I just follow an instinct, because absolutely now I couldn't find any blood, and I can't find any blood right now. But I was going downhill, and I know there's a thicket up here, and right now I was really getting almost to the dry heave point. Because like I said, I got Grant Poindexter with over 50 years of experience with a bow and arrow on many tracking jobs, and we're getting down in the dumps. But I'm following just pure trail now with the north wind, because that's what he was taking. So he took the trail into the wind. And we're traversing down here, and even now with more sun, I still can't find any blood. It was getting really icky out. I mean, I was really feeling sick. But I kept going, and all this trail in here had absolutely no blood on it. And I'll tell you what, it was starting to take its toll. And you could see I had no flagging down here because I couldn't find it. Anyhow, we're going down through the trail, and right now we're just tracking trail. And like I said, you don't see no flagging up through there, because I'm just flying it by the seat of my pants right now. And we kept going, and we kept going. There was a trail here. Then as I got down here, that was my first blood in quite a while, and it was quite a bit. And now he's bleeding again, as you can see. There's quite a bit of blood there, and he's pumping it out, or at least getting to the ground. The hole was plugged, and here was more flagging, and he went through here, and the blood he was putting it on the ground again. So ever what was plugged up got unplugged. But there for a while, good 50 yards, you were soloing it. And there the blood is, and lo and behold, there's the buck. Boy, were we lucky. And like I said, he had quite a bit of blood down through here, and he never bedded once. But this flagging is essential, especially when you're on a trail like this. And he went right down through here, and this was the first place that he must have been going around and around in circles, because he's got this all tore up, and there's blood. You can see this blood. I say, that's all blood. And there the beast lay. Wow. Well, here we are. A big thanks to Grant Poindexter.
I'm just tagging along, so.
And a big shout out to that man up above. Thank you, Lord, for this fine animal and the recovery of it. Without his aid, I tell you what, it was going to be a really hard thing. So thank you, Lord. Now, this was that 8-pointer that we seen on Thanksgiving. I got matching sets from 2 years. I was just blessed to have him come down at 4:25 last night, basically sunset to 4:45.
So you were within the last half hour of the last day. And like I said, the late Roger Rothauer stated that'd be the perfect deer season to shoot your deer in the last minute of the last day.
Exactly.
And could be no more truer. And I'm so glad to have this staple. A man with 50 plus years of bow hunting in the field, that keeps you calmed down and keeps you focused. You know, if you had some yaddity runabout, you'd probably gave up and went home. But this is a fine buck, nice, perfect 8-pointer. It's the same 8-pointer that makes him a more trophy. I got 2 matching sets of shed antlers from him, and I'm going to get to take him home. So just go slow, and as that old saying, they go, when in doubt, back out. If we'd went after this deer last night, he would have been off the property and who knows where. And thanks for Bill Dixon for his hat. Had his good luck hat on with me, and my good luck charm Grant Point Dexter, and we got the big 8 for little Donnie. So, and I hope you learned something from that blood trail tracking. Go slow and use flagging tape. It doesn't cost that much, but it sure does aid in backtracking your trail. Well, that's it from the non-typical. Got him tagged and dragged. There's the hole. I liked the elevation, but it got back too far, and it went down, straight down. It didn't go quarter forward as much as I thought. But we're going to open him up, and he's gut shot, that's for sure. You can smell that. Okay, Grant's going to show you what killed this deer.
It's a 3-bladed muzzy, and he caught a little piece of the lung right here because the lung's deflated inside. And this is a pancreas that heads onto the guts. So he went through, and the liver is attached to the back of the guts. So here's a 3-bladed hole. He went through the liver. He come out, went through this pancreas, which is still a blood mass. So a little bit of a lung, and the pancreas, and the liver. But this deer hardly didn't bleed at all because it just stops up. It went through part of the guts, and the hole was low, but it was full of entrails that come out, and it just didn't bleed. We just didn't have a clean hole. So when the guts move around, the holes close up, and that's what happened. So if we wouldn't have worked on the tracking as hard as we did, this deer would have never been found until spring probably. So
it was a low exit hole.
yeah, a real low exit hole. Should have had a good blood trail, but something stopped it up. So
but
it's just to be diligent and stay focused on it and keep going. So
all 3 of those organs suffered damage, and those 2, the liver and the pancreas, are located behind the diaphragm.
Right.
But somehow it got that far-sided, or no, this would have been the entry lung. It got some of that at the back, but a very much dead deer, but very hard blood tracking.
yeah, at least 2 hours.
2 hours of blood?
2 hours of blood tracking, staying on it, you know, catching it, losing it, picking it up, talking about splatters, not a blood trail.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 40 yards was a blood trail, but other than that, you just had splatters.
And what's probably happened is that what that restriction was at the bottom of that, you know, of its body cavity must have moved and let more blood get out onto the ground. Because prior to that, it was plugged.
Yeah, I think he fell or stumbled, and then it opened it up. So that's what happens. You got to stay on it.
Well, like I say, this is an educational channel, and you got an education on that one, folks. Very much dead deer, but boy, you without staying on and you know, being real diligent, you could have lost that deer real easy. Well, that's it from the autopsy. You know, that's so anyhow, the heart and the right lung were good, but the left lung had damage in it. That's for sure. It was collapsed and all black, corrugated. So yeah, that's the way it is. Well, I got that deer, that 8-pointer from my little Donnie. It came hard. It took every day of the season, and we got him last night and found him this morning. And what do you call him? The daddy deer? Talk to the camera. Tell him what it is. Okay.
daddy deer.
Yeah, we don't shoot the baby deer, we shoot the daddy deer, right? Okay.
Grandpa shot the deer. Yep, it's the daddy deer, right? Tell Grandma.
Yeah.
Well, tell her.
Tell me.
It's the daddy deer.
It's a daddy deer? Yep. It's a big daddy deer, huh?
Cool.
I'm out here.
Well, we're ready to load the deer up and go home, but Don can't find the key. We went through every kind of clothes he had. We tore the truck out. He come up here and got the four-wheeler. Come got the deer. We drug the deer up here. Now we've been looking for the keys for about 45 minutes. Deb's been in and out. Deb left to go home once and came back. And, okay, Don, where's the keys? Tell us where you just found the keys, Don.
Well, I tell you, me and Grant did a hell of a job blood trailing a deer, but keys don't leave a blood trail. So, like Grant said, I tore everything apart. And you want to know where the key was? Come here, Deb, show them where the key was.
That's the key. Keys are in the ignition. Oh, the last place to look.
Yeah, they, if we had one more guy here, and no, I guess I would have, because he ain't a stooge, but you're looking at the Einstein and the stooge. Deb was going to drive basically 80-mile round trip to go get the key. And then Grant said, well, you moved the van. Yeah, I moved the van. Yeah, I left the key in the ignition. But without a blood trail, I couldn't find that key. So, it ceases to amaze me what you can do. And then people say they're under control when they launch a bullet or an arrow.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a different stratosphere.
Different zone, yeah.
Yeah. It's, anyhow, we found the deer.
Gonna find a ride home?
Yeah, we found the ride home. And we found the key with no blood trail. Now it's hard to find that son of a bitch.